Yeah, on today's diary, I decided to just take a nature walk and give some exercise to my body and just experience nature in a way that I can acknowledge that nature is God. Nature is God, really. It's true. And ahead of me are this kangaroo. Is it? No, not kangaroo, but these birds that appear on the Ugandan flag. And I'll show them in a minute. I don't know if they can be seen. Let me change the camera. Yes, these are the birds I'm talking about. Can I be wrong when I say that since that bird appears in the Ugandan flag, can I say that I am in Uganda right now? Pun intended. Anyway, I've decided those are the birds for you. Because they are singing and they are going to another direction. I don't know if they can be seen here. But anyway, I'm in a very cool place. I decided to wake up with violence. About they've started to fly. Now going. And what do they eat, these birds? Anyway. That's a subject for another day. Yeah, I've decided to wake up with violence about yesterday's subject. It was about this introvert. No, you see everyone calling them introverts. They calling themselves introverts. They are not. They are trying to force it. Yes, I'm talking to you who says that you are an introvert. And I support my point. There are people who are naturally introverts. And they are not of the... Actually, introvert is just a notion that people make so that they can avoid talking too much. They can avoid socializing too much. They can avoid generally some things that are socializing. And today I just want to tell you, no, stop forcing it. You are not an introvert. I guess you should. Anyway, you are not an introvert. You are just forcing it. And I can tell for a fact that you are just forcing it. And let me say that there are people who are just natural introverts. And these are life paths 1 and probably 5, but I'm not sure about that. And I can defend them. These people just like being on their own. That's one thing that I repeat until people get it. But now, this is selective. This is when you don't have much to... Like you don't have... Can we say that it's when... And this comes in place when you don't need to socialize. Life paths 1 are the only ones that are allowed to be introverts, because their nature dictates that they should be. That's one thing. Others, you need to focus on yourself. Go out there and talk to people, man. Or take that camera and talk. Start posting videos on TikTok or YouTube. I don't care. But you are not an introvert. It's just a notion that you are making. That's it. Anyway, I'm moving on to that subject. But I know that an introvert... Okay, anyway, we just leave that subject for another day. Exploit it will be recorded. I'll cut it out. I will just cut it out. I'm looking for a place I can settle. And it has rained very heavily tonight. It did rain very heavily yesterday. Tonight, yeah, it has rained very heavily. I'm glad that is happening. Because for a long time it has been a dry season, and the people look at the land at back. People are planting seeds. People are planting. They have tilled their land, and yeah. Guess there's not much wind here. I have to choose where I need to settle on. And today I will talk about the subject that I've never talked about in the recent days, and that has to be this dam. Sorry, to the video. This the dam that usually collects water from that place over there. Those buildings. That's actually the much water from the rain comes from that place to here in this dam, which was made for that purpose, to avoid overflooding on those areas where comrades reside. I guess I don't know if I'll sit here. Yeah, I guess this place offers a good place that I can sit on. Yeah, great. Let me just remove the camera because it's annoying. Not really the camera, but the microphone. So yeah, today I have a very interesting topic, and I want to talk about it. Since now I have the space, I can talk loudly as I can. Because I was looking for this space where I can talk freely and loudly. I've missed talking loudly for a long time, very long time. Now, my subject today is I've come to appreciate that nature plays a very important role in all of the living things on earth. That includes the plants, the animals, the birds, us humans, and other living creatures. And I'm from reading today. I've just read Genesis chapter 1 word by word, so that I can understand. I can have an understanding what is happening. I guess this is something that is never actually mentioned. It's actually a subject that no one really looks at another perspective in a spiritual manner. We all read the Bible, fine, I agree to that. We all read the Bible, but we just read so that you can just read. Whether you put this Bible in a box, we don't want to think out of that box. And today I just have that insight where so I read Genesis chapter 1, and I can appreciate that God had a plan. As he was doing things, he had a plan in mind. He didn't just decide to create all the things that we know, all the things that we see. No, he did one thing at a time. And from the Genesis, is it? I don't remember the specific verse where he started to create, but look at how he started. He started differentiating between the dark and the light. That's one thing. And in the human nature, you can call it when you start to distinguish between two subject matters. You start to distinguish. You have that kind of knowledge now. You have now started seeing things in a way. Okay, I've seen that. I've acknowledged that I have the information. Now, what is the second step? The second step, you must start to plan. You have that, you must start to plan. You have the knowledge that you need to start to plan. God had a plan for the 6 days he created everything here on earth. Now, the second day, he continues and I guess he differentiated between the earth. No. It's actually the sky, the waters. Actually, the waters. Look at the subject, the water. That day, separated land from sea. He called this dry land. God himself called this earth that we live in, this dry, where there's soil, there's hard, generally where you can walk in. He called that place land for a reason. I do not have the interpretation of the word land itself, but I know there's a reason behind that. And now comes I guess the fourth day. He created vegetation, and the process continues until he reached the sixth day when he created the human being. Okay, fine. Now look at this structure. He created out of land. He created vegetation, which is seed bearing. Now look at one. He created water first. He created land second. He created what do you call it? Water, land, and then trees and vegetation with their fruits. And then later he starts to create I guess these insects are annoying. They are disturbing me anyway. He starts to create the living things. That includes the birds, the human beings, the animals, everything. But look at the structure. He laid a foundation first. That includes the water, followed by land, followed by the trees and vegetation that will give food to those living things, and then comes oh, I don't know why there are many here. They're annoying. So much annoying anyway. I'll continue the video. and that provides a solution for the food of for the creatures that are going to be created in now the last days before he created human beings. And what you can appreciate from that structure is that God had a plan for us. God always has a plan for everything. That is one thing that I've come to appreciate. And now, from my now spiritual understanding of what I interpreted as um, from that reading in Genesis chapter 1, is that no matter what, okay, my point is, I want you to look at land and land as a provider, land as a healer, land as a source of life, land as a, it's like it holds all the nature in it. It holds life in it. And when I was reading this chapter 1, as I was reading this, where God created the vegetation, it specifically says in English, and I don't know, we are told that the English, the Bible is very perfectly written. When land was created, vegetation, God said, let vegetation that has seeds, that reproduces. I'm trying to paraphrase the word, but I cannot remember the exact words. But plants that reproduce, the vegetation actually is the word. Vegetation that reproduces come out of this land. What does that mean? What does that tell you? If you read that Genesis, is it called verse? Yes, verse. It tells you that not only land does it, that land, I do not know why. These insects that are on my fingers. Yeah, so land is a source of life if you think about it. If it was able to provide, it was able to produce living things, it means that land is a source of life. Let's look at the second scenario where he said, let land produce trees that are spore. Actually, wanted to say spore. It's actually what do we call it? Is it fruits? Yes, fruits and seeds. Yes, fruit bearing seeds. And the Bible specifically mentions the word seed, meaning reproducing, able to reproduce. Look at the vegetation as fruits. The Bible specifically mentions the word fruit, not because it lacked another word to replace that, but if you read that Genesis chapter 1, it will just offer more insight about how land can give it's this linear just boring. They are such a nuisance. Anyway, to my second point, and yeah, let's look at the scenario where human being is created. The man was created was from the soil. Remember, land is the only one that is providing this, let's call it attribute. Land is the only one that is providing, is giving, it's actually the medium in which all these things are coming from. And look at how human being is made. God decides to take this soil. He decides to create man out of it, and he breathes life out of him. My skin here, as you can see, it's actually made of soil, and we can all appreciate that, because land is life, nature is life. And now my point is, in the world that we are living in, we have lacked that information, where we are not being told that land is actually the healer of everything, and that there are two elements in which oh my goodness, good that these insects do not want me here. Anyway, you're such yeah, so irritating. You're so irritating. They're all over me, all over my skin. And oh, and to you, when you come here in the evenings, they will just disturb you and you will just go away. I do not know why they are just here in that number, that huge number they are in, but it's fine. Yeah. From there, you just, God is amazing. He created all these things so that other things can live with them. Other living things can correlate, we call that synecology. Yes, the study of how human, actually all living things interrelate with each other. That's from the biology knowledge that I have. Now, I've explained on how land is very important in life. Life is just the base. Actually, land is the base of all life. And we have lacked that person. We have looked those people who can just give insights on how land is very important to us. And it has come to my understanding that, and I am aware that people are going through many things in life, many challenges, many are encountering many, can we say, generally they are undergoing very many challenges and life problems. And one thing, and an example that I can give is, one example that I can give is about the depressed society that we are living in, the stressed society that we are living in, this society where mental health is actually being, I don't know, it's just a challenge on its own. in the society that we are living in this society where technology rules, everyone has his phone. We are all consuming some content from, at one point we are just consuming some social media content, not really content but crap. Let me call it for this matter crap, for the subject that I'm talking about. It is bringing stress, and I'm tired of holding the phone. Just not cover the yes, the society that gives us pressure, the society that feeds us junk, the society that feeds us unnecessary information. Like, let's say I decide to go to a social media right now about, let's say, an example, Twitter. What I will encounter in the first 10 posts, or let's say whatever has been posted there, one thing, 3 out of those 10 posts, they're talking about something bad, something tragic, something. And this society has just tuned people to think about just bad things. And I'm slowly coming out of it because I decided the other day to just quit social media so that I can keep a sane mind. Because, yeah, it's happening. It's a real discussion that is there, and it's quite true. And yeah, that is what is happening in life, in the society that we are living in this modern world that we are living in. And from there, from from television news, whatever you are seeing there, you can just appreciate that 3 or 4 out of 10 news that will be there, the 4 will be very negative, and you'll be like talking to about some other things that they're just junk. We do not really, huh? You watch news right now, you hear of an accident somewhere, a tragic something somewhere. It has flooded. I heard there today that it has flooded in this place called Dubai. It has really rained. Coincidentally, this place has also rained, and some things such as that, and the airports are very flooded. I guess when they were constructing their sites there. Anyway, that's not my what I want to talk about today. So you find out that from those negative news, from those pressures of life, you find that we are living in a depressed society. We are just living in this. My goodness, my shoe has just slide off. Yeah, we are living in this stressed and depressed society because of that. And when you think about it, there are people who know that. Okay, let me just print a very vivid picture. Although I might not paint it with exact words. Anyway, I'll try. I'm trying right now. I'm trying to build my communication. And from that problem that people are facing, the society is facing, you come to note that pharmaceutical companies are making a fortune out of that because they are giving people antidepressants and from their end they are benefiting, because they know the society that is ill in the mentally, that is ill emotionally, needs some help, and they are offering that help through those dawas, those drugs. And what they don't tell you, but look at this angle. Those people that give this, that sell this, let's call it, that manufactures these drugs. You'll note that if you look deeply, if you look very closely, they have an understanding of how the laws of land work. Rules, actually, the rule of the world. They have actually read the Bible. They have read the Genesis chapter 1 from there. And this is what I've come to conclude. Now, they have seen this depressed society, but it is lacking the information that will solve their problem. Okay? So you are seeing the a society that is being that is suffering, and the pharmaceutical companies are noting that. They have read, they understand how the land works, they understand how things work on this. They know what they are doing. And now what they are not telling you, what they are not telling people, what they are not telling people is that land is actually offering a solution to that. Only that people have not been equipped with that knowledge. Now, let's say you are a depressed person. Okay? An example of that, I've just thought about it, but it's just an example that I'm giving. What you'll do, the first thing that you think about is going to that healthcare center. You'll just go to that hospital to just be given to be diagnosed and be given the to just diagnose your problem and give you the solution to that. Fine, you go to that hospital and you are given that. Okay. And what you are not being told is that land, at the same time, land which is free to you, land which is very, very available to you, has the solution for that. What you need to do is that you just take off your shoes. Oh boy, I don't know. We're about to talk about something very important. This insects come by. So to my point, land is offering a solution for you, only that you are not seeing it. You decide to take a nature walk. Let's say you are stressed out, and you decide, let me just go to a bare land where you can see the soil like this. You can see this soil, and go barefooted and just stand on it, or just sit on it, as long as your feet are on the ground. And then you stay there for like 1 hour, or like some few minutes, 30 minutes, and go walk on some waters that are on the ground, water that it is on the ground, and come 2 hours later and tell me if you have the stress levels that you had 2 hours ago. Just come and give us the the experience that you had. Tell me that you are now stressed as you were 2 hours ago. Definitely, things will change. Things will have changed. You'll have felt some sort of healing. You'll have felt healing that had occurred. I must now adapt and live with this insect. So, they're such a nuisance. So, what you come to appreciate is that okay, decided to take a small walk and just to get out of that. But I'll continue with the video. What you'll come to appreciate is that there will be some form of healing, and the stress levels will have reduced, and that is one thing that is very true and can be tested. Okay, another example that I can give. Maybe you're missing on this. Okay, let's say you have tried for a long time and for looking for this child. Maybe you are barren. Maybe you are. Maybe you are suffering this condition where you cannot get a child. You go to that pharmaceutical hospital where you are where you want to be diagnosed and see where the problem is, and for that fact you go, for that matter you decide to go visit that place and trying to consult your doctor. What they will tell you is that you are missing on certain vitamins, let's say you are missing a certain nutritional value, you are missing on something. Maybe you are just not compatible with this spouse that you have. Okay, cool, fine. So they give you medicine, drugs, so that they can induce whatever they are diagnosed, so that they can tell you it can facilitate in your childbearing process. Let's say, so that you can have a child, simply put. Now, land at the same time can give you that very free. It's only that we are lacking information that we do certain things, because the society has trained us to do things in a certain way and not to look at it in another perspective. And there's usually this plant that has thorns. I've just stepped on it. And yeah, what you simply need to do is that you need to go to just an open land, a bare land that has soil just like this. You go to a certain area where there is soil, where there is land. Actually, land is just made up of soil. You want a solution for your problem. You do not have a child. Imagine I wanted to do this. We just simply come to this earth just like this. Hold it. Hold your hand on the land and tell it, I need a child. I've looked for a child, but I've lacked. I really need a child before, um, let's say, I want a child. I really want a child. And trust me, nature will provide that for you. That's one thing that I'm sure of. You are, let's say, I decide, you know what, I'm going to have a child before next year ends. That is 2025. So what I'll tell land is, land, I appreciate you. You are the giver of life. I have one request. I have one uh, one I have only one request. I need you to give me a child next year, 2025, on before April. I've manifested that. I've told the land that I need a child. It has heard you. It has heard you. And trust me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. What can I say? Not that nature is very selective, but when you ask for it, it shall be given. That's according to the word of God. When you ask for it, it shall be given. So, at the point I'm trying to say that land has the solution for us, only that we are not equipped with the knowledge that is necessary. We've just been fine-tuned that whenever you need something, you need to go to healthcare. Maybe you're undergoing that problem of, now I have this diabetes, I have this hypertension, I have this. What you are not being told is that land can offer that solution for you. Okay? And if you are depressed, you are undergoing any problem that a human being can undergo. Imagine, just go to land and tell it, just go to nature. That has to include water and water and soil, which is now land, and it will give the solution for you. Like right now, I have manifested. I need a child before 2025 ends, and that is going to happen. Let's say I ask land, I need that 360. I need to be a millionaire. I need to be a billionaire. Ask from it, and it will offer you very freely. And that is knowledge that we are not being given. But all in all, knowledge and wisdom has its price to pay before you get that information, and many people will not be aware of that everything comes from land. Life comes from land. You are all created from land, meaning that it also offers the same source has the same cure. They say that dawa moto ni moto, and it has just hit me that the statement itself is quite true. I agree with it, by the way. And translating that the motto is motto. The cure for Okay, it has not actually no direct translation. The cure for fire is fire. You see, so where the problem comes in is where you can find the solution. Okay, that is one thing you can I have come to appreciate. Like right now, I'm manifesting to get a child in 2025, and I want specifically a girl child. I do not know why, but I just like. I really do want a girl child because I want that girl child to just give some. I guess the wind is affecting the audio right now. The wind has started its thing. Just look for a place. So yeah, land is the life that you are looking for. Land. Land is actually the provider of. Is a source of life. Land is a healer in itself. You have a solution you want, you are encountering, and it's about you as the human being. Just come to land and touch it. Walk on it. Touch it, and tell it it's your problem, and automatically the problems will be solved. You have that hypertension, come to land and start changing your lifestyle. Start eating organic foods. Start eating healthy foods that are from the land itself. Start eating things that are natural. They have come from land. There's a reason why God gave us plants so that you can eat them. And He specifically said, this vegetation and these fruits from these trees that I've created for you, eat them. There was no explanation, but there's deep meaning behind it. There's deep understanding that we do not, no one tells us. You want to get out of that hypertension, you want to get out of that diabetes. Start eating green. That's it. Your problem is solved. And I don't know. I wish I could just try out this research where I think it's just not. But that's the point. You want to heal from that problem that is that disease that you are having. Imagine start interacting with the land directly. Stop eating those foods that, and the solution is that it is not being offered. It is not just we have we have been filled. We have just been fed with these junks of information that are really not necessary. They are just affecting our life so that other people can benefit. The pharmaceutical companies can benefit. And thank God, I'm getting these insights from just reading the Bible and having that spiritual aspect to some things. And yeah, that is all I have to say for now. And I've come to appreciate that land is just it's just the give of life, the cure for life problems. You want something from it, you want money, you want to be wealthy, come to land. Go to that riverbank and talk to it. And request, ask something that you want, and definitely it will be given to you without many questions, because nature has been tuned that way to create and provide when you ask it. But you need to have faith, you need to have belief in yourself that these things are going to work for you. Oh my goodness, I've just been bitten by a by an ant. Anyway, yeah, I guess my point has been delivered. And I'm trying so much so that I can explain things in a structured manner. If you are watching this, just get the point that land is a solution to every problem that you have. That land can give you what you want. That land is a source of life. You are barren, ask from it, it will give you that child that you want. And yeah, things are going to manifest themselves in your life, because you will now have an understanding of how things work in this earth, this very earth that we have, that God brought us into. And talk about the father that I will make for that daughter that I'll have. I always think that the first child that I'll have is a daughter. And let me just find some space so that I can go to the other end. Yes. I really do want to have a girl, a kid who is a girl, and I'll nurture her so that she can become what I did become. I'll nurture her so that she can change the world. I'll give a platform so that she can just have that ability to change the world. I want her to change the world in a positive way, in a positive manner. When I was in high school, I guess I wanted to be I wanted to get into medicine and be a general surgeon, but things turned out how they turned out, and from that I learned a lot, because I really wanted to be one, but I didn't make one. So I'll nurture my daughter to be a doctor, a big doctor somewhere, providing solutions to people. She'll also be a very a big person. It'll be a very big shareholder of pharmaceutical that I'll start. I want to solve problems in a certain way, in a spiritual manner, people that people can understand. I want that daughter who will become a life problem solver. Someone who can be dependent on, who has a knowledge, who has vast knowledge about various things and how nature works. That's the daughter I want to mold. That's the daughter that I want to make from my own hands, from my own nurturing, from my own. Generally, that's the person that I want to offer to the world. Because I feel that there's a gap in me that I missed out. There are things that I didn't get, and I'm going to give my daughter all of it. And talk about what the type of father I'll make. Me, I can tell for sure I'll be there for my children. I'll be there to offer them mental support, emotional support, financial support, and any support that they could need so that they can thrive in this world. I do not want them to survive, I just want them to thrive in this very world. I'll make a young dad very soon. I'll make a very young. I'll be a dad in such a young age. But what you'll come to appreciate is that being young and having kids is actually an advantage if you look at it in another perspective. Not that one of, I don't know. But that is one thing I know. I'll be a young dad. And that's something that I'll wish for in my life. By age, let's say maybe 27 or 28, you have had those 2 or 3 kids. I don't know. I was actually reading the book of there are these books that you have never been told that were actually removed from the Bible. This Bible that has 66 books, it's supposed to have almost karibu, I don't know, 70 plus books. So I read this book called the Book of Jasher, and I don't know. There's this thing that happened in that book. There's this scenario in which some people, such as I do not remember her name, she decided to make herself barren, and that broke that law where God instructed man, go and multiply in earth. And God was not happy that she had no child by a certain age. I guess she was about 100 plus years. I do not remember the exact age that she had when this happened, but God was actually angry with her because she had broke that law. And when you look at the modern society that we are living in, people do not want children. They want to remain celibate. What they don't know is that they are actually breaking the law. They are breaking a commandment that was given to them initially through Adam. Go and multiply in earth. People take that as I don't know. But whatever it is, if you look closely at those celibate people who decide to uh, especially this men that I don't know that decide to okay I'm actually not going to that direction, but where I want to mention those people who these males who decide to I don't know what they do to their nini to their bodies and so that they cannot reproduce. That process I don't remember the name, but my point is um what follows them in their life is that they just live in the life of desperation, a life of regrets in old age. They come to suffer in their old years because they decided not to have children, and it has not started actually. This scenario where people do not want to become to have children so that they can maintain their body youngness. It has actually not started today. It actually started in the days of Adam and Cain. There is a certain generation that started to induce themselves with some drugs so that they cannot have children. Nothing is new in the sun. They say that, and it's quite agreeable because I can attest to that from just the reading that I read from that book. It actually offers more insights and a reflection of the modern society. And for me, I'm of the nature. I want to fulfill that commandment, that instruction, that you must have you must multiply. Yeah, multiply. I have someone from my blood, from my DNA, resembling me, my how I look like. I'll have maybe a boy, but a girl will come first. But I really would wish that the girl child comes first, so that I can nurture them into being whatever I mentioned, and also the boy child when they come, I'll just offer a platform where I'll start nurturing them into being men, because nowadays we are just not being nurtured. We are not being trained, actually being trained to be a man. We are not just we are just living in this society where we are just living anyway. This gender equality thing has brought a lot of things in this. A lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation, a lot of just some things that were not meant to be. This is how nature is aligns itself. Actually told someone like that statement, that exact statement, that nature aligns itself. At one point, if it is disoriented, it will align itself. I was actually telling this. I was actually having this conversation with this. It's actually this student that I met in a certain while I was in my activities in school. I told her that, and she asked very many questions, and I came to tell her that you just see for yourself, you just experience this for yourself, you just acknowledge that things there's a certain way that things were supposed to be. There's a certain way that things are just supposed to happen. I met this. Anyway, actually, let me talk about it in another day. It's actually a big topic that it's quite interesting. But I found my wife here at Moi. I guess that is what has brought me here in Moi. I was now to come to Moi, meet my wife, and then go to Russia and live there happily. And then after I achieve what I have to achieve there, I come back and I marry her. Nature has a way of aligning itself. But just pray that everything runs fine. I'm a very patient man, a patient person. I'm a very patient. Anyway, things will work out for myself. And whatever I've been wishing for will be granted to me. Because I asked for it and it was given. You need a wife. Come to land and ask for from it, and it will give you as you had asked. As you had asked. And yeah, that's it. I guess that's I have talked too much today. And in conclusion, great things are about to happen in my life. I'm about to experience the abundance that's never been there. I'm going to break ice. I'm going to break barriers. Next month, I'll be a millionaire. And through that, God will be praised. The name of God will be praised. God will be glorified. God will be all glory and thanks goes to Him. And that's it. Adios.